Hi, it's good to be with you on this Thursday. I'm going to be continuing the series I started for our Thursday devotionals with song stories, and the emphasis this month being on songs of thanksgiving and how appropriate to have a season when we can just be thankful and really center our hearts and minds on the gifts that God has given us. And one of those great gifts is His beautiful creation. I don't know if you are a mountain person or a beach person. Um, Maybe you are a city person. For me, my soul is renewed at the beach, and I call it my wave therapy. I grew up in Kansas, and I didn't have mountains or beach. Rarely went to those places. So the few times I can remember as a kid coming to the West Coast, because we had family out here, I just couldn't wait to see a palm tree, and then to see the ocean was just a wonder to me. And I still enjoy it very, very much, even the palm trees. But going back to Kansas, when I visit there, now that I've lived out here for 30, 40 years, 35, I see the beauty in Kansas and the Great Plains and the wind that blows the wheat and it turns the colors from golden to brown as the wind just, it's hard to explain, but it's just gorgeous. And there's a lot of things, streams and little rolling hills, and even just the Great Plains, the flat for miles. There's some real beauty to that. And aren't we captivated in those times just by the goodness of God? God reveals Himself through nature. And there's that part of us, because we are His creation, that communes with creation. I think that's why we have such a strong connection with our pets. Just the wondrous beings that those are that He made for us to enjoy. So this hymn that I want to talk about, it's called For the Beauty of the Earth. It was written by a man named Folliot S. Pierpoint. He was born in 1835 in England, and he wrote this at the age of 29 just because he was mesmerized by the beauty of the countryside that surrounded him. He ended up writing a lot of hymns and poetry, and he published in both of these areas. But he was a college teacher, and he lived to be, I think it was 82. But not many of his hymns are known, but this one has become very well known, and there's lots of verses. Only 4 of them made them into the hymn book that we enjoy, our Nazarene hymn book, but I won't read all the verses later on, but I'll read a few of those. But I first wanted to just read some Bible verses. The Bible mentions many times of just the splendor of His creation, of God's creation, and our response to it, really. And so I just want you to go to your happy place, that place that brings you joy, whether it's your backyard with just some of the beautiful flowers, or maybe there's a painting of a place that you enjoy or would like to visit on your bucket list, just some of beautiful, God's beautiful nature and creation that you hope to enjoy this side of heaven before we see the splendor of that, which will be amazing. So I'm going to start, just read a few verses and put yourself in the mountains, beside the beach, wherever it is, and hear the words. Colossians, for by Him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through Him and for Him. And He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. He is our Creator. Psalm 19, the heavens proclaim the glory of God. Have you noticed that in a sunset or sunrise? I don't see those very often, but the skies display His craftsmanship. Day after day they continue to speak. Night after night they make Him known. They speak without a sound or word. Their voice is never heard, yet their message has gone throughout the earth, and their words to all the world. In Job 12, but ask the animals, they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind. Psalm 96. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let the sea resound, and all that is in it. Let the fields be jubilant, and everything in them. Let all the trees of the forest sing for joy. Psalm 95. In his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Job 37. Listen to this, Job. Stop and consider God's wonders. Do you know how God controls the clouds and makes his lightning flash? Do you know how the clouds hang poised, those wonders of him who has perfect knowledge? Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. And in Psalm 104, how many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. There is the sea, vast and spacious, teeming with creatures beyond number, living things both large and small. Psalm 139. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. So God is clearly revealed in nature and in his creation, even as he's created us. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. Romans 1:20. Psalm 19. The heavens are telling of the glory of God, and their expanse is declaring the work of his hands. And in his creation, we are called to call for him. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. That's in Psalm 121. And finally in Revelation, then I heard every creature in heaven and on earth and under the earth and on the sea and all that is in them, saying, to him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb be praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever. And all of creation calls out to him now. And in the time to come, we will be calling out to God in praise together forever. I want to read some of the verses of this hymn, For the Beauty of the Earth. I'm just going to sing just quickly the one verse, so you know how this tune goes, and maybe then in your mind you can just sing along with the rest of the verses. But it goes like this. For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the beauty of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and brain's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For thy martyrs' crown of light, for thy prophets' eagle eye, for thy bold confessors' might, for the lips of infancy. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. I just invite you today to have a hymn of grateful praise ready on your lips, ready on your heart, in spite of your circumstances, because of your circumstances, that God alone will be praised this day. He loves you very much. He's gifted you with the beauty around you. I pray that you have a heart and a mind to see it and praise Him in it. Have a great day.